guys, welcome back. Just toying around a little bit here. We're going to be doing a, welcome back. This is Eric with Guitarsenal. We're going to be talking about a little looper pedal. That was just a little take on, butchering a little Eric Clapton there, but just sort of playing around with it a bit. That loop that I recorded just now, that was a TC Electronics Ditto looper. It's a very small, very compact looper pedal. It's very, very simple. Doesn't really have a whole lot going on with it. It's super simple to use, super simple to overdub with. It's a great practice tool. And I think that when it comes to different pedals that guitarists have on their board and how they utilize them and how they kind of, mold their sound with what they're looking to do, I think that a lot of times it winds up being one of those deals where people overlook loopers as a practice tool. And especially like in my case, I don't play with a band, I don't play out, I don't play with other musicians that much. So, a looper pedal allows me to kind of have a rhythm guitarist that never gets tired. But it also forces me to kind of focus on my own internal rhythm and sort of, try to find a way to make something into something that resembles music, either based on what I've heard or if it's a creative expression or idea that I have in my head. So, this looper basically just has a simple line level. You can adjust it. You saw me kind of playing around with the, I had it a little bit loud there for a second, like, okay, let's dial her down a little bit. It's a really, really easy pedal to use. To clear it out, just press down once and hold down, and it'll clear it out completely. The thing about recording with this thing is you gotta have rhythm. You've got to start and stop on a specific time because it's time-based. Okay, so if I record a rhythm track and I don't start in the right spot and stop in the right spot, it's not going to come together cohesively. That last tune, not too bad. That's just me noodling around with Eric Clapton tune. But the thing is, it's totally okay to just experiment with your internal rhythm and have a little bit of fun. And you'll find that your rhythm playing is actually a lot crappier than you think it is. When you start using a looper, you have to hear it over and over and over again. So if you make a mistake, it's there forever, well, at least until you re-record it. It'll record up to 5 minutes of total time for the main track, and you have just about pretty much unlimited loops. So really, really simple to use. The other feature that this particular pedal also has is that you can actually download tracks from TC's website, pre-recorded jam tracks. So if you want to put it into the pedal and then play it through your amp, there is that option as well. It's their most simple unit. I actually have a Looper X2 on the way, which is their slightly more feature-packed version. This is a nice micro pedal that is perfect for just kind of jamming with yourself. The only major complaint I have is to completely delete the loop and stop the loop. You really have to double-click the pedal on the outset. So that makes it a little bit difficult to stop and start cleanly. So like in a band situation, this may not necessarily be the best solution, but the Looper X2 has an immediate stop function to where on the second end of the pedal, which I don't have here to show you, you can set it to stop, and you can just stop the recording wherever you want. If I single click this pedal after recording a loop, it's going to immediately want to record another loop, and then I disengage it when I'm done recording. I'll try to demonstrate that for you here. I'm just kind of tinkering around, guys. And this thing is all the way at the end of my signal chain. I'm having to reach way over here to get to it, but a looper pedal really does belong at the end of your signal chain, because if you put a looper pedal at let's just say in the middle, well, whatever's behind it is going to affect the sound of the loop that's going through the pedal. So if I record a clean loop and then I engage a compressor, a distortion, or an overdrive, then that overdrive is going to affect the signal going out to the amp, just like it would if you were just playing in real time. So you want the looper at the end of your effects loop, or the end of your signal chain. So that's not too terrible, butchering a little EC, as bad as it sounds, but let's experiment a little bit more, shall we, and just see what we can dial in. I'm going to try to reach over here. All right, so that's not bad with the loop there, but let's now record some things on top of it. So you see, I just literally muted the loop so I can talk to you. I'm going to bring it back up. And now let's record a bunch of random crap on top of it. As if my soloing is not bad enough. Anyway, all right. All right, anyway, that sounded like somebody's nightmare. You get the point, though. I mean, with the looper, you can really just go into really crazy territory with the kind of stuff that you may want to get into. It really just depends. Another thing that you can do, and I don't really have any like super, you know what, I do have a delay. I'll play around with the delay settings, and quickly I'll just do some ambient sounding kind of stuff. That's an example of like how you can just kind of build up a jam and sort of figure it out in your head, and whatever you can just have inside your head and you can put out there, it's there, you know what I mean? So your level of creativity is literally just like as far as you want to take it, depending on how you want to run it there. So the thing is, so I've cleared out the looper. So you noticed, all right, so I hit it once to record, the orange light lights up. If I hit it again, it stops, okay? If I hit it again, it's just going to record the loop over whatever I just recorded. And it's in real time, so it's literally recording a little mini track. So you have to have the start and stop kind of close, at least close enough so it doesn't really mess with like your rhythm. To cancel the whole thing out, if you hit it again, it's going to stop recording. If you hit it twice and hold down, it deletes the whole loop. That's the basic premise of the pedal. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do something kind of ambient sounding. I'm going to experiment with the delay, and we're going to get some weird ambient sounds. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to record 4 seconds of silence. Okay, maybe I'm going to count out maybe 4 or 5 seconds of silence, and I'm going to use that as like kind of an internal clock so that I'm not really worried about a stop and start point. So we're going to use silence to build out an ambient track. So here we go. I'm going to do my best or my worst. Take your pick. All right, so let me turn off anything that might make noise. We don't want that. I'll turn this off. All right, so let's see. 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to get a crazy little sort of drone going here. So right now, silence is playing. Okay, it's just 4 seconds of silence repeated, and I'm going to drone over the top of the silence, and let's just see if I can sort of make this work. Okay. very poor, but that's the idea. You can create ambient loops, you can experiment. It's a great tool for just kind of almost like having your own guitarist that never gets tired. So, I mean, I know that's not exactly maybe the best of explanations. And guys, I'm not like an ambient, you know, prog rock guitarist or anything like that, but that's just kind of like taking something and going with it and having fun with it. And sometimes it's okay to just, you can take something like that and build up this sort of weird, suspenseful thing before a song, or maybe it's an intro for a song. So just being able to, I literally just created that. Like it is what it is. And the beauty of it is I just double click and it's gone. So it's no big deal. You can just kind of create loops and just have a little fun with it. So guys, that's the TC Electronics Ditto. It's a great pedal. This looper, in my opinion, belongs on everybody's board. Whether you go with, I mean, they make different versions of it. They have like this looper, they have the X2, the X4. They have a few different versions that have more expanded features and things like that. But just for somebody that wants to get into basic looping and just understand the essential sort of basic concepts of looping, this is a great pedal to get into that with and to not have to really break the bank. I mean, you can pick these things used on Reverb for probably like 60, 70 bucks. So they're really not that expensive. A great way to get into looping without spending a ton of money. And for us on the guitar channel here, it's one of those things where for us, I mean, obviously we want to try to have some form of backing track or something to play with, or at least build a loop just to make it a little more interesting, because I know, like, I don't know millions of different things to play, so it allows me to give a little bit of an extra flair of ambience into the videos for you guys. That's my approach to looping. I use it as a practice tool. It helps me really work on my sort of internal rhythm and try to at least treat practice like it's a creation of something rather than just noodling around aimlessly and playing the same riff over and over. When you force yourself to play over a context of a chord progression or context of a rhythm part, it makes you have context to what you're putting into it and treating what you're practicing playing more like it's a composition and less like it's just you noodling and doing the same thing over and over. So I feel like that's one area that loopers really provide a lot of flexibility to somebody, especially who doesn't have a band and doesn't play with other people as much. So guys, there it is. Thanks for watching today. Guys, we post on every Monday and Friday. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully I didn't make this thing sound too horrible. You know, guys, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not a professional or anything. I'm just trying to have a little fun and show off some of this gear. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. All right.